Welcome back to Night of the Living Dead. We're doing scene 3, and I think we might be able to pull off the win here in this episode. Well, let's find out. We need to find mason jars and flammable fluid, make one final Molotov cocktail, throw it out here on this spawn point, which would put all 3 spawn points together, and get rid of this one lowly breaker. If we can do that, we can finish it off. Alright, we're going to figure out who's going first. Haven't really thought about it too much, so I think we're going to start with Ben here. He has a flashlight, so we're going to zoom down. He's going to be grabbing 2 cards off the regular search deck, and let's hope we can find some more mason jars and flammable fluid. Alright, so he gets to pull 2 cards because he has the flashlight. 1, 2, and that's good. He will just hand the flashlight around everywhere, searching madly. Mason jars! Yes, so Ben finds mason jars, but he also disturbs a relative. So there we have it. We have another relative showing up. Okay, what does Ben have? Ben also has the tire iron. So he's got a couple more actions. Rolls a die, hits on a 4+, doing 1 damage a hit. That's enough to take a relative down. So he's got 2 whacks at the relative. Try and get rid of it. Everyone, of course, switched now back to their Romero side. But that's not going to matter for the tire iron. So let's just go ahead. I don't think we quite have that in scene. So let's just shove everybody down a little bit. And we'll get that dice tray where we can see it. Alright, and oh yeah. The tire iron to the head of the relative. And boom! Like an exploding pumpkin. Alright, gone. And there goes relative. That's going to give Ben an experience point, of course. So he is up to 5. He's getting dangerously close to the 7, which kicks us over to the yellow/orange zone, but it's not going to happen. He has 1 action remaining. He might as well try and pop off the breaker here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to readjust the camera a little bit so we can get the dice tray in here a little bit better. Alright, so he's going to try and pop off the relative. So we're going to put the dice tray there. He's got the Winchester. Rolls 1 die, hits on a 3+. And a 3. Boom! Takes out the breaker with the Winchester. What a great turn for Ben. That gives him 1 more experience. That puts him to 6. He's 1 experience away from going into the yellow-orange zone. It's not happening because that's the end of his turn. So up next we are going to... Who's got another flashlight? Helen also has a flashlight. So we're going to have Helen go next. And she's going to do a search to start with. She's going to be pulling 2 regular cards, and we're getting very low. So we have mason jars with Ben, and now we have flammable fluid and another relative. Okay, so Helen gets flammable fluid, and another relative pops out of the woodwork. So we're going to have to deal with that somehow. And that is not the best. Oh, that was her, free search action, because that's what she has in her zombicide mode, which now she's no longer in the zombicide mode. And she is going to do an exchange action with... She's going to do an exchange action with Ben for her first action, basically. So she's going to go ahead, mason jar... and she's going to combine the mason jar and the flammable fluid, discard them both to get a Molotov cocktail. So now Helen has a Molotov cocktail, which she will put into hand. Actually, no, she's going to keep it in her backpack. She has 2 actions remaining. She doesn't have a melee weapon, though, which is the unfortunate bit. There's not much she can do about the relative at the moment. So she's got 2 actions remaining. So what she's going to do, she's going to actually move over. Alright, so she's got 2 actions remaining. There's 1 ghoul in her space, so it's going to cost her 1 extra action to move. So it costs her 2 actions to move over here with Judy, and that's what she's going to do. So she's got the mason jar, or sorry, she got the Molotov cocktail now. She's finished her turn. Piece of cake. Alright, we're going to go and we're going to do Judy next. Alright, so Judy's first action is to say, hey, I'll do an exchange with you, Helen. You got a nice Molotov cocktail there. So Judy's going to hand off the machete over to Helen, and she's going to take the Molotov cocktail. And then what she's going to do with that Molotov cocktail is she's going to throw it at this spawn point for her second action. That will then blow up the spawn point, and it will move over to the other ones. Alright, that effectively moves the spawn point here. We have all 3 spawn points in the same location. That's one of our objectives. And we're going to go back now to Judy, and she's got 1 action remaining. And unfortunately, she can't use her slippery ability because she's not in zombie side mode anymore. Everyone is now back to Romero side because of the relative, so she will just take her final action and move into the room with the relative and everybody else. Okay, up next we are going to have Barbara go. If Barbara can take the relative out, then we have fulfilled the requirements for the scenario, and we'll have won scene 3. So let's see if we can do that. Alright, Barbara is wielding dual torches. Oh yes, they are afraid of fire. That's the name of our scene. So she will be rolling 3 dice, hitting on a 3+, doing 2 damage a hit. We only need 1 hit to take the relative out, and she's going to be rolling 4 dice. And ka-whammy, she pummels the relative into flamey bits. The relative is off the board, and we're going to zoom out, and well, as easily as that, we have now completed scene 3. We have all spawn points in 1 location, and we have no ghouls on the board. Alright, and that's going to conclude our playthrough of scene 3 of Night of the Living Dead, a zombie-side game. Wow, that was really quick. Actually went a little bit quicker than I thought it would, but I'm fine with that. 6 episodes and we're concluded. We will be coming back to this game. I don't know when, but of course I'm going to try and we're going to do all 10 scenes. There are 10 scenes to this game. This was the 3rd one, and in the very first episode of scene 3 I put a link in the description to scene 1 and scene 2 playthrough. So yes, we'll continue on with this. Scene 4, like I said, changes things up. We get out of the house, we have the car comes into play, and then we also, so we're gonna have a car in play next time, and it has special actions and things you can do with a car. And we'll get some cornfields, and we're going to try to get to the gas pumps. And I think the next scenario is called Now Let's Move It, and it's medium difficulty, so it's going to be a little bit trickier. Not quite as simple as the first 3. These are, of course, introductory. And with 10 scenes, the first 3 are going to be, they were easy mode. So we're going to be getting to a little more difficult. So maybe things will get a little bit more exciting in the next series for scene 4. All right, what am I doing next? I'm looking at my pile of games, and I'm not 100% sure. I will certainly think of something to be playing next. I don't know if it'll be a brand new game we haven't seen here yet on my channel, or it might be something we've done before, maybe another scenario or what have you. I don't know. I haven't decided. So I want to thank you so much for watching along. Thanks to your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. It really helps out my channel. I really appreciate it. And we'll be continuing on with another playthrough series as soon as I can get one put together. But yeah, this was Night of the Living Dead. I kind of like it. It's a really self-contained little zombie-side game. Not quite as sprawling and crazy as like Black Plague. But I do really like it. It tells the story of Night of the Living Dead, the movie, which is really cool. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time for another complete playthrough series. This was Night of the Living Dead Scene 3, and I'll be back as soon as possible to start something else. We'll see you then.